Literacy. It is a term commonly used in the education world. It is a term that, up until recently, I confidently understood. Literacy, as I understood it, simply referred to one's ability to read or write. If you were literate, then you could, in fact, read and write. If you were illiterate, then you could not. Pretty straightforward, right? But then my understanding started to shift. This wonderful thing happened. I was accepted into a Literacy Education Studies graduate program at the State University of New York at Buffalo. I took a few courses and started to learn that literacy involves so much more than reading and writing. Now, going back just a few weeks, I had defined literacy by saying this. In my opinion, for one to be literate, they must comprehend both written and spoken expression. As others have noted, I believe that literacy expands beyond the ability to read and write. Literacy involves language in all forms and is the basis for communication and interactions in today's society. I certainly like this definition better than the aforementioned definition of one's ability to read or write, but I think there is more. As I participate in this course on literacy and technology, I began to develop a deeper understanding of literacy, and more specifically, new literacies. I do think that my previous interpretation of the meaning of the word literacy holds some value. Yes, it is the basis for communication and all interactions in today's society, but I think it's important to note that this does mean all forms of communication and interaction, which means sending a text, drawing a picture, acting out a skit are all forms of literacy because they communicate meaning. Additionally, throughout this course, my understanding of the idea of literacy as a social practice began to take form. Collaborative aspects of literacy education are so essential for student growth and success. I think, for example, of a real-world situation in which someone is facing a problem and is not able to rely on others for support. Very few times in life will this ever happen. Peers and colleagues become one of your greatest resources in life, and this is an important idea to reiterate to students at a young age. As educators, our role is to guide students as they compose and produce literacy through a variety of formats or modes. This means that classrooms need to prepare for the incorporation of more technology, and teachers need to know that they might find success if they expand out of their comfort zone. I know this is not an easy task. It will not be easy for me, even though I consider myself to be a flexible individual. I am open to new ideas and find change refreshing. After participating in and engaging in this course, I have witnessed and even been able to experience the benefits of engaging in such multimodal forms of making meaning. Take the topic of video games, for example. I've encountered this whole video games are great versus video games are evil debate numerous times. I have grown as a learner enough to understand both sides. As an educator, I can confidently say that I think video games offer opportunities to help develop executive functioning skills that are essential for success in today's society. Moving forward, I want to take this idea of multimodality and apply it in my own classroom. I want to encourage my students to engage in literacy through any mode, whether this means they choose to draw a picture, play a song, produce a video, or write about it. It will be challenging to do this with little access to technology. In fact, there will be many barriers such as this, but I hope that through my continued learning, I can offer solutions that will address these barriers with great force and success. To sum it up, I have learned a lot, but I have a lot yet to learn. I am young, I am still in the beginning years of my teaching career, and I have a long way to go before I can confidently say that I can define literacy. In fact, I may never perfectly define literacy because it is ever changing. The possibilities for the future are limitless and developing every day. This is why I find it so important for educators to constantly be expanding their knowledge to better prepare students for future success. I am eager to continue on my path of literacy education studies, and I value greatly the information I have learned in this course.